Morning, everyone. My name is Matt Dorn, and I'm an avid grower. My co-founder is David Kennedy, and he's an avid hiker. We founded Advntur because we believe athletes like us should be able to play the sport we love wherever we go. Unfortunately, I haven't always been able to do so. I can't fit my 30-foot boat on a plane. The rental market is a crapshoot. I'm either paying an exorbitant amount for something nice or slightly less for something beat up. I have to do a ton of research ahead of time, and there's no guarantees it'll pan out. And I have no one to share the experience with. What if I could connect with a local athlete who can give me the equipment that I need, show me where to row, and even share the experience with me? That's what Advntur does. We connect athletes away from home with locals to share the sport they love. Host athletes earn money sharing their equipment, their local knowledge, and even their home. Visiting athletes can enjoy their sport cheaply and easily anywhere they go and share a unique experience with a fellow athlete. And Advntur profits by facilitating the transaction. So who's building this network? As half of the co-founding team, my responsibilities are business development, leadership, and marketing. I have a background in leadership, marketing, and writing. And I know writing might not seem the natural trajectory towards running a tech startup, but so much of our success today hinges upon our ability to tell a compelling story, to rally users to our community, and to bring the right advisors behind us to help propel us to success. And my co-founder, David Kennedy, is a tech whiz. He's worked at small startups and he's worked at large corporations, and he knows what it takes to succeed at both. He's built our MVP, and he knows what it takes to scale that to growth. I've known him for 7 years, and there's no one I'd rather be standing next to him across the finish line. Now, the first person we hire upon securing new investment is a marketing director, someone who has taken a startup from seed to sprout, and someone who's also a fellow athlete, someone who's passionate about the sport that they play and shares our values. Ideally, we're also looking for someone who has two-sided marketplace experience. Now, the 3 advisors I have listed here are by no means the limit to our advisor network, but these 3 have played the most instrumental role in our success thus far. Mark Davis used his background in media companies to help formulate our financial and growth model and ensure that our formulas were as accurate as possible. George Callis used his background in investments and CPA and as a CPA to help put together investment packages that are attractive to investors as well as advantageous to Advntur. And Jeff Gilberti is one of our mentors and advisors at SDSI, San Diego Sports Innovators, which is an accelerator program that's an offshoot of Connect here in San Diego. He has a strong sports marketing background, and he's been invaluable in helping us devise marketing strategies to help us grow on a very limited budget. We've developed partnerships with the competitor group, who organize the rock and roll marathons, as well as the International Olympic Committee's inaugural World Beach Games that are coming to San Diego next summer. We're led by a seasoned, experienced team backed by very capable and committed advisors, and we know we're going to achieve success. But we're also very humble. We've learned from those who've come before us, and we know that we're going to continue to learn from the advisors that we bring on to continue to advise us. But even the best and brightest teams can't achieve success overnight. It's important we grow incrementally so we don't bite off more than we can chew and waste resources. We're proving the model in the market here in Southern California, and we're doing it in 5 sports: rowing, running, surfing, cycling, and triathlon. Sports we've identified that are popular here in San Diego with a strong, dedicated following. And there are sports that visitors who come to San Diego want to play. Now, of course, San Diego and Southern California are the best test markets. This is a place teeming with athletes, home to a vibrant outdoors athletic community. Many of the people who come here want to play a sport when they come here. There were 17.1 million overnight visitors to San Diego in 2015, many of whom want to do something active while they're here. This creates an ample opportunity to drive demand and go after the available $5 million market. Our plan is to work with our community to refine our platform and refine our communication and improve validation here in Southern California. Once we've demonstrated validation, we attract new investment and expand into new geographic markets. The total US market is $4.2 billion, given that there were 2.1 billion person trips in the United States in 2014, and we make the conservative estimate that 1.5% of those were taken by potential Advntur athletes. Right now, those athletes have to jump through considerable hoops to enjoy their sport when they play, or they're forced to sacrifice it altogether. Advntur allows them to do it cheaply and easily and share a unique experience with a fellow athlete. We're looking for $1 million to prove the market here in Southern California. Now, in 2020, we have projected net income of $68 million. With a 4x multiple valuation, that makes Advntur worth $274 million. And returns $49 million to investors at 20% ownership. With an 8x multiple valuation, that makes Advntur worth $574 million and returns $99 million to investors. Now, we're able to achieve that success with relatively very little in expenses because our success hinges on social media sharing and word of mouth, which are still today Airbnb's #1 growth drivers. Now, speaking of Airbnb, they're a potential acquirer. As their community continues to grow, they're going to be forced to stratify along their community's interests, and that's where athletes can come into play and play a major role. Right now, as an Airbnb host, when I open the door, there's a stranger on the other side. That creates a very cold, disconnected experience because we have nothing in common. When I open the door to a fellow athlete, there's an instant bond, an instant connection because we share a sport that we are both very passionate about. And Airbnb can capitalize on that connection that we create. Now, another potential acquirer is Expedia. Expedia very recently purchased HomeAway, a clear indicator that they have their eye on the emerging travel markets. Now, Expedia or their competitor Priceline could acquire Advntur, diversify their portfolio with a dedicated market, and show they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the travel market today. The third potential acquirer is GoPro. At the end of the day, GoPro is still just a camera maker. They lose touch with their customers as soon as that camera is bought. Advntur allows them to stay in much more constant contact with their users. And as GoPro starts transitioning over to streaming content, which they're going heavily after, Advntur is a way to congregate their users, help them create that content, and then share that content easily. Red Bull is doing something very similar with content streaming as well, and so could easily be a potential acquirer. There's a clear problem. Athletes today cannot play the sport they love when they travel. It's impractical, cost prohibitive, and sometimes it's even impossible. Advntur allows them to do it cheaply, easily, and share a unique experience unlike any other. We're led by a seasoned, experienced team and backed by very capable and very committed advisors. We're going after a sizable, well-defined market, creating an international, sustainable community that brings athletes together. Because marketplace like ours scales with very little in expenses, we're able to deliver a high return on investment to investors relatively quickly. We're looking for investors who share our vision, who see what we're trying to create, and want to play an active role in our future. I promise you'll have more fun working with Advntur than any other startup you have before. Join us as we change the way athletes travel. Thank you.